Hey, it's Dwayne Bennett with 365 Live. 365 Live, the worry to winning solution, and the wheels have touched down on the ground. I am back in Richmond, Virginia. If you've been following me, you know I've been in Orlando, Florida for the last couple of days. I'm back, and the reason I'm in the kitchen, if you've been following me, you know why. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. You know, when I go do speaking engagements, when I'm out for some time, the first place I hit is in the kitchen. I'm back in the kitchen now, just finishing up some things. And I got some dessert. Where's that? Where's the dessert, Dad? I got some dessert somewhere. And I'll be having dessert in a minute. Did I say dessert? I have dessert in a minute. And then really be ready to get some rest. But the thing I learned from this Orlando trip was when I look out my window and I post a picture, it was a big, huge monstrosity of a structure to my left out of my window. I mean, it was like it was sticking up from the earth, taller than everything, bigger than anything. Everything is a big color. And when I asked one of the persons that worked at the hotel that I was in, they said that was the Marriott Hotel. I was like, wow, that place is big. But then when I go over to the other side of the Marriott Hotel and look towards the hotel I'm like, wow, that thing is big. And then when I went down to Universal and International Boulevard to see the Ferris wheel, I was like, wow, that thing is big. Then they had this other kind of structure that people is spinning around on, and then that was big. And then went to a place, a restaurant. It was big. Like everything was big, and it got me thinking about goals and dreams and aspirations, and knowing that a lot of times we set smaller goals, they hit them as opposed to the bigger goals, right? And we may not get them, but we always going a lot further than we were before. So I think as we move into the end of this year, we want to finish strong, right? And going into 2020, I'm going to raise my goals personally to bigger goals because my mind has been expanded, my thoughts have been expanded, and I've seen things in a bigger fashion, on a bigger level, and in a bigger situation. And I think that's one thing we need to all add to our repertoire of things we're doing as we're moving forward into 2020. Probably take our goals up higher, changing some of our dreams, change some of our aspirations to a higher level, and we'd be surprised when we hit those things. Because usually when you set a goal low, you usually hit it. When you set a goal high, you usually hit it. I think Ford. What was that saying about Ford? What Ford said, Denadra? Ford said, um, "Oh, if you think you can, you're right. If you think you can, you're right." Is that right?
If you think you can't, you're right.
The point is, if you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you're right. It don't matter what, but the point is, whatever you think, that's usually what manifests. So just seeing big things, big stuff, big spaces, open spaces, just got me thinking. Just I got to think bigger. I got to think wider. I got to think more expansive. I got to think higher. I think I got to think more zeros. Everything I need to take my thinking up to another level going into 2020, and I think you should do the same. So my thoughts on the trip, I'll be giving some more information concerning the trip. But the number one thing, my wife asked me this earlier. She's over there. Was what's the number one point? What's the thing you learn? And the number one thing I learned is I gotta think bigger. I'm on a higher level. I'm on a great level. Life is good, this and that. But it's always more. It's always another level. It's always some other things to learn. And being there has expanded my mind through this exposure to just big, big. I mean, everything was big. I saw some wild turkeys. I may post that to some wild turkeys on the golf course, and they were big, right? I saw storks and cranes, and they were big. I mean, just everything was big. I mean, even the hotel, the halls, they were big. They were expansive. Everything was just big, over the top. It was a super. The Ferris wheel was. I mean, it was big. I mean, Universal, they had the upside down house. The house that was upside down, that was big. The restaurant, everything was been Bahama Breeze. Everything was big. And that had expanded my mind to know that going into 2020, I got to think bigger towards my personal dreams, my personal goals, my personal aspirations. And I think it will help you to do the same. And when we're going forward then to get off the worry side, right? The worry side is small, little, I can't do it, afraid, no, that's too much. As opposed to on the winning side is I can do it. It should be bigger. I'm going forward. I'm expansive. I'm more. I'm seeing myself. My self image is bigger than it was before. That's on the winning side. All right. So that's what we're gonna look for. We're gonna finish 2019 strong, and then for 2020, right, we're going to go expansive on the big side. This is Dwayne Bennett. Anything else I can use for another word for big? This is Dwayne Bennett. We're going from worry to winning, and I'll see you on the other side. Hey, Valinda.